Hey, are you a woman over 40 and you're having trouble finding just the right word that is on the tip of your tongue? Or maybe you keep misplacing your keys. Today in this video, we are going to be talking about menopause brain fog. But in case we haven't met yet, let me introduce myself. I'm Angela and I'm a certified health coach. I'm also a registered nurse and I help women over 40 to get their health back. So if that sounds like you, if you're wanting to get your health back, if you've been having trouble with memory or you're gaining weight or your health just isn't what it used to be, I can help you, and I would love for you to subscribe to this channel and get all the good stuff. So make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you hear whenever I have a new video every Friday. So brain fog is very common, actually not just in menopause, although it can be much more troubling whenever we're over 40, getting around 50 or so, and we start to wonder, is this early onset dementia? And let me reassure you, it's very common and most likely not dementia at all. There are some tests that you can do with your doctor to help allay your fear. But even people in their 20s or 30s or maybe even younger can have trouble with brain fog, which is just that unclear kind of thinking where it's hard to focus, where you have trouble, like I said, coming up with the right words, like really using the vocabulary that you know you have back in your mind. And a couple of the reasons for that, some are just lack of use. We're not using our language as much. We're not training ourselves to bring the words up to mind, because we have gotten lazy. We have gotten to where we talk a lot with our nonverbal body language, and also with just using some filler words and some common, like awesome, that's really cool, or whatever, you know, just filler words like that also, instead of pulling in more range of words that we're using on a more regular basis. So that's part of it. Physical reasons why we might have brain fog are things like heavy metal toxicity, candida overgrowth. So we have some yeast overgrowing in our gut, and that can actually cause brain fog as one of the hallmark symptoms. Also having mold. Mold is in a lot of our homes, but we may or may not have a mold sickness from the mold. So that is also very common. And those are things that you can dig deeper into. If the things that I talk about in this video don't help, you can seek the care of someone who is trained in functional medicine to help you to dig deeper. But for women over 40, since that's who we are, it can have something to do with our hormones for sure. So estrogen, progesterone, even thyroid has a factor in our mind, in our memory, in being able to think more clearly and focus. Stress is a big reason why those hormones can be out of whack. So number one, the first thing that you can do to improve your brain fog is to rest, relax, take a break, find some time just to take some deep breaths. Do something about the stress. I'll be linking some videos. I talk a lot about stress, so I'll link some of that on this video so that you can get some more tips on things to do to help you to release the stress. Because it's not about not doing the things and not having stress. We all have stress in our lives, and so we have to look at the perspective. How are we perceiving the busyness of life? That can help a lot, changing our perspective. The second thing that we need to focus on is our nutrition, making sure we're getting the right nutrients to feed our nervous system and our brain. So that would be healthy fats and vitamin D, vitamin B12, and magnesium, and also good sources of protein. So I really want to focus on the fats because we are used to eating a lower fat diet. Those of us who are over 40, we remember the days whenever eating low fat was drilled into us. And I know for me, it took a lot of educating myself about the nutritious benefits of fat, and to release the fear and the worry about eating more fat and really drizzling on the olive oil and not being skimpy with it. Eating plenty of avocado, nuts, and seeds. These things are very good for us, full of nutrition, lots of good reasons to eat them besides our brain health, but absolutely they're helpful for the brain. They help you to feel more satisfied too, because carbs can just go through you, they can raise your blood sugar and then leave you feeling hungry shortly after. So eat plenty of healthy fats. Also, that magnesium may not be in the food to the quantities that we need to have a healthy life, to be healthy in our brain, in our gut, in our muscles. It's a relaxing mineral. Magnesium is a mineral. And so if you're having spasms, if you get tight muscles, if you have constipation, these are signs, headaches, having lots of headaches, these are signs that you may be low in magnesium. So that's another nutrient to possibly supplement. So, and also omega-3s. So in your proteins and healthy fats, don't forget your fatty fish a couple times a week to make sure that you're getting a good amount of omega-3s. The third area that will really help us with our brain health is exercise. So by exercising, getting our blood flow moving, we increase the circulation to the brain, which helps get all the nutrients and oxygen to our brain. So believe it or not, that actually does make a difference in how clear we're thinking, how well we're able to focus if we are getting enough blood flow on a regular basis to our brain. And we sit a lot. Let's just be honest. A lot of our work is at the computer, or it's sitting doing whatever we're doing. A lot of us are not doing a lot of manual labor that's up and down and walking around a lot. So we need to be purposefully adding that into our day, making sure that we're getting plenty of movement. Then the fourth area that we can improve that will help us to think more clearly and have better memory is to sleep better. So of course, sleep is another area that's difficult for us whenever we're over 40. Insomnia can be a problem for us whenever we're having changes in our estrogen and progesterone. So we need to focus on that to also help us to think more clearly. So it's kind of like this vicious cycle, right? If your hormones are getting out of balance, you're having trouble sleeping, that's making your memory worse. And so then you have trouble with your hormones, and that makes you not sleep well, all of that, right? So we need to work on the cycle so that we can sleep better and think more clearly. So focusing on reducing our stress, eating healthy, having enough exercise, and sleeping well, what's there to lose, right? That's going to give you good health overall, and it will help your brain function so that you can think more clearly, you can remember things. So this is a win-win, absolutely. So if you feel like you already are pretty well dialed in on your exercise, your stress, your nutrition and sleep, then if you work with a practitioner, you can work on those other things like the mold, heavy metal toxicity, candida overgrowth, those other things that can also cause brain fog. It's also good to do some brain exercises to actually challenge your mind, to learn a new skill, learn some new things, but don't overtax your brain either by trying to multitask. I believe that one of the biggest causes for my own self to be having difficulty with brain fog is when I am spending a lot of time listening to a lot of podcasts. I have my earbuds in when I'm doing other work. So I'm multitasking because I feel like I'm wasting time if I'm not multitasking. And so I decided and really committed to doing one thing at a time. And if I really want to listen to a podcast, I could maybe be doing it when I'm going for a walk. But usually if it's something I really want to learn, I want to have a pen out and be taking notes so that I'm really actually going to retain the things that I'm learning in listening to an audiobook or listening to a podcast. So instead of just constantly listening and never really retaining to a good degree the things that I'm putting in. All right, so if this has been helpful, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell so that you continue to learn about ways that you can be healthy after 40 and get your health back. And I will see you again next week. Bye for now.